JT Smith for the TFON Podcast here for Season 3, Episode 6. Flying solo tonight. Just want to touch base, give you guys a podcast ahead of the Victory Bell game on Saturday. Thought about doing it yesterday, but Zap had a game today, so I'm still wearing my coach jersey or whatnot. But coach outfit. Took an L, tough game, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk a little bit about Bearcats. And we know yesterday we got some big news that, or was it Tuesday? Might have been actually Tuesday night, actually. I'm sad, my bad about that. But Malik Van, torn pectoral muscle, already had surgery, could be out for the season, just depends on how stuff heals. Then Will Pauling, MCL injury, out. It's going to be out a few weeks. Two big blows, especially Malik. And he was starting defensive end, fifth-year senior, came back to running back again. One of the OG hometown heroes, guys that built this program to where it is today. One of the original guys that came at in the previous regime probably wouldn't have came here. There's a couple that are on his team right now that I know, you got the Javon Hicks, of the world, guys that left already that probably wouldn't be here. So it hurts to see him go down. No, he came back to running it back again. And for his season to be cut short, hopefully he's able to come back late in the season or maybe even get some bowl love. But it's not looking good just from that type of injury. But hopefully it heals faster, and this guy's young Wolverine. The Will Pauling injury sucks as well. I mean, the receiver, I think they're pretty deep at receiver, so they'll be fine. But I just feel like Pauling was a guy as a redshirt freshman that was, putting his claim at being a guy that's going to be very special in the future and in the current. And, for his season to get derailed a little bit, it's rough. But, the Bearcats have a few injuries, so that's the thing that's going to be interesting because hopefully Dominique Perry can come back this weekend. That'll be good. Get them some more depth on the defensive line. They do have people, I think, that can play the position, so it'll be fine. I just think it's just a lot of guys that are going to be getting fresh snaps. So, Fickle talks about, the 1As and 1Bs. A lot of the 1Bs are going to get chances to get snaps, and hopefully the 1Cs are the guys that maybe true twos are able to step up. Normally they're younger, but, they do have a lot of talent, so that part I'm not really worried about. It's just that their veteran leadership is getting tested a little bit just because of the injuries. Hopefully they can have a pretty clean weekend against Miami of Ohio this weekend. And then this makes the 126th Victory Bell. And I'm pretty harsh on the Victory Bell, but the Bearcats are tied right now. We're 59-59-7. They win this weekend. It'll be the 16th in a row, and then they'll be up 60-59. If they win, no joke, I feel like this would be the perfect time to gracefully bow out of this rivalry. Because since the Bearcats have joined, when they were in the Big East, before they were in the Big East, this was actually, honestly, a very good rivalry, pretty even, probably swayed a lot of recruits to come one way or the other. But now that the Bearcats have went to a different level, this rivalry has become very lopsided. And there's been a few games that have been close recently, maybe within the last 10 years or whatnot. I remember being, at Miami Stadium when I thought they were going to lose. I feel like that might have been, don't get me the line, but I know it was when Malik Clemens had the pick six. Was that a pick six? I think that was a pick six to tie the game or to get the lead. And I thought they were going to lose. That might have been Tuberville's last year. It's either Tuberville's last year or Fickle's first year. I can't remember. But I thought they were going to lose, so I was on the field, saw the whole thing. People jumped over me after they scored. It was a pretty cool moment. But besides that game, I mean, they had played them tough since Fickle's been here. But, the Bearcats just generally have a better team. And that's just not, being funny or trying to be pompous or anything like that. It's just being real. And, the Bearcats get this lead. Personally, I don't make anything. I'm just a guy that covers the team and has a site. But I would not be hurt or harmed if this rivalry is discontinued, just because this is the oldest rivalry in college football. But This game's on ESPN3. Just think about that. A rivalry game with so much history is on ESPN3. It's just because Miami doesn't bring the cachet for this to be anything worth being on like public TV for real. If you think about it, that's not. It's just real. Just keeping it real. This is why Chuck Martin probably saw that Ivan Pace is now a Bearcat, but it is what it is, man. It's just the Bearcats have a bigger platform or a program on the rise. So I think the Bearcats will dominate this game. Without them having Brett Gabbert, even with him, I still thought they were going to dominate this game, honestly. Only thing with that would harm me is if it was like a mass exodus of injuries at the game. But if they have the majority of their players, I feel like this game is 17, anywhere from 17 to 28, no matter how the game plays. I don't care if Miami plays out of their mind. This game is going to be a 17 to 28 point victory for the Bearcats. I feel like everybody's going to look good. People are going to make plays, and then everybody will be ready for Miami. And if I'm wrong, then that's on me. But just from what I know and watching Miami, knowing what the Bearcats have, I feel like this is going to be an easy game for the Bearcats. No ifs, ands, or buts. They'll be playing an NFL stadium. That'd be pretty cool. I know Fickle talked about them not having it as a home game and having 2 back-to-back neutral site non-home games, which sucks. So they can't bring recruits. But when they play Indiana the next week at Nipper Stadium, it's going to be a lot of recruits in there. That's why I want to segue into that. I'm going to talk a little hoops real quick because this week, actually yesterday, Arrington Page, a 4-star big man, power forward, got the Bearcats in his top 4, man, along with SC, I'm going to say Miami, and I think Indiana. So he's going to be on campus during the Indiana UC game, as well as Jizzle James, a 4-star point guard, who just put the Bearcats in his top 4, or maybe top 3. Sorry if I'm shorting that. But, you got 2 top 60 recruits in the 2023 class going to be on campus in a UC Indiana game. There's going to be a lot of recruits on the football side, 23 and 24 class, that Bearcat fans will want to be, tuned in to see who's going to be there. And it's going to be a good game. Indiana isn't a pushover. And besides Arkansas, this will be their toughest non-conference, test. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm just excited that the basketball team is starting to make a little noise. We know that their season's right in the corner. It's only less than 2 months away. And shout out to my man Alex Meacham and Neil Meyer. We got the Bearcat Tip-Off podcast. It's going to jump off too. I just want to shout that out. If you haven't paid attention, we'll have a pregame podcast the day before, quick, under 15 minutes roughly, to kind of give you, preview of what's going on. So I won't shout that out, but I'm excited about, these young men being on campus because everybody knows they're trying to get Collier, who's the number 1 guy in the nation. And a lot of, from what I'm reading and what I know, it seems like they have a good chance of getting him. But if they can get Jizzle James and Page, that'd be pretty dope because they do need a big guy because I know they've been lately, they get a big guy here and there out of the pod. I'm tripping. I'm about to say out the podcast. I don't know. Take a sip off that. But they've been getting him out of the transfer portal. And then, to get a freshman to be able to build him up, pair with Sage, I think that'd be pretty legit. Just to get, somebody as talented as a Page, I think that'd be a win if the Bearcats could line that up and be able to get him to say he wants to be a Bearcat. That'd be pretty dope. As well as Jizzle James. Because I feel like Jizzle and Collier, they probably could play. I think it could work. I think Isaiah Colliers they're both pretty athletic, just from what I've seen. Seem like they probably could both play together. We'll see what happens because no matter what, I feel like if they can get those guys on board with Rayvon Griffin, man, with the other young guys they have, they'll be ready for the Big 12. I think they'll be ready to make a splash, man. Especially if you got a couple of older guys that can stay, depending on what happens with that. I think they can make some noise if they get the right 2023 class. If they get the nice young class too, they'll be able to build for the future as well and be able to win. So, and it's a little bit better in the Big 12. It's tougher, but if you can win 7 to 8, conference games, you got a chance to play in the big dance. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. So, I'll keep an eye on how those visits go and if anybody else is going to be in the building. But I feel like that's super smart to leverage how good the football team and the atmosphere of Nipper Stadium is like no other. And to have those young men there, to see that quality of a program, and to have the quality of the staff that the Bearcats the basketball team has, is going to be huge. So it's smart that Wes has been doing it the last his 2 years on campus, and it's smart. It's leveraging a top tier program to be able to get your recruits to be like, hey, I want to be a Bearcat. If you go to that game, unless their parent says, I'm not making that, you can't make the commitment right then and there, it's going to be hard for those young men to walk away and say, I don't want to be a Bearcat. Those the student section is rocking. It's going to be a legit game. You're going to see some good football. Fans are going to know who they are. It's just going to be crazy, man. I can't wait to see it. So, but I'll get back into, this week. Bearcats are 1-1. Going against Miami, who's also 1-1, but I highly expect them to, be 2-2 once this is over. I don't not understand, but I just feel like it's going to be an easy game. And my biggest keys are just playing clean, and hopefully they can keep that injury bug off them. This would be a good week to just not have a guy go down before the game or after or during. So hopefully everybody, if it is something, it's something super minor like a tweak, and then they get back and rolling. So that's what I'm hoping. They can win easily, and then we can see a lot of people play, because I think the more snaps that people get, the better, just because of the injury bug, what's going on. Because, now a lot of people that you didn't probably expect to have major roles are going to have major roles, especially on the defense, on that defensive line. And, I feel like, Eric Phillips would be the first guy up for, in Van's spot. But, Justin Wiley, Noah Potter, Ryan Blaney, those guys will get burned because of it. And I want to see if they're going to go more. I mean, this game, I don't really think it's going to matter, but I do want to see them play a little bit more four down linemen. But I've been a big advocate of that personally. But I want to see what happens. So we shall see, man. They'll be at formerly Paul Brown Stadium, Paycor Stadium, and it'll be, saying it's on ESPNU. So we'll see. They moved up to ESPNU. Hopefully that's right, or maybe that's a misprint. But I thought it said ESPN Plus earlier, so maybe UC's Juice got it over to ESPNU. That'd be dope if they got switched up to ESPNU for the people that don't have ESPN Plus. But that being said, man, I expect them to handle business and win by multiple touchdowns. It should be a good day. But the Indiana game is going to be huge for all sports. So just make sure y'all keep tabs on Front Office News, because we're going to try to talk to a few people and good things. I know I have some stuff set up for next week that I will be interviewing and doing some podcasts with a couple Indiana sites. So I won't be solo next week on the pod. I'll have an Indiana guest that I can pick their brain and see what's going on. Miami, they don't really got too much, too much media, of course, but it is what it is. But we can get up to win 60, man. I'm on board. I don't know about y'all, but I'm on board on punting this. Even though Fickle wants to keep it for tradition, unless I don't know, man. I'm down with, if they are going to keep it. This is the one game that is a MAC school, but then they still got to play somebody decent. And then you got maybe one like super pushover. But right now, I feel like Miami is the pushover, and that's no disrespect. I just feel like that's where the Bearcats are as far as talent in this series. And I don't really know what else, man, because I'd rather them, like, if they could get like not a relationship, but a rivalry going back with either Pitt or Louisville. That would be dope, I think. If they can get those back, I think it was the Keg of Nails, and the other one, I forgot what the other one was called. But if they can get one of those back, punt this one, I think that would be real big. Because a lot of recruits come down to Louisville, Pitt, sometimes Penn State, Indiana. Like, if they can get one of those teams that is like a legit 10 game type thing, 5-6 game type, contract, I think that would be dope. So I don't know. I'm just a guy that just covers the team. So that's that on the game. Me, my man Neil Meyer, Brandon Weston will be shooting. Shout out to Westography, and I believe my man Justin Summers will be at the game as well. So we'll be reporting live, giving you guys updates on what's going on at Paycor this weekend. And then make sure you guys hit up 513 Shirts. Go get you some TFON gear. I'm not wearing it today, but we got some hoodies going to drop soon as well. So it's about to get chilly. It was chilly early in the week. Now it's been getting a little bit warmer, but make sure if y'all want a hoodie, hit up 513 Shirts, man. And also hit the link on BetUS, and then make sure you guys do TFON 125. You get a free play. So get you a free play, gamble on that, and then let me know if you win. So I'm not a big gambler, but I'm still gonna show love to my gamblers. I do. Don't do gambling on that side. I do fantasy. I'm a fantasy football dude, hoops and stuff like that. But so just make sure you hit those sites up, man. Make sure you hit the site, show some love. Make sure you check out. Neil did a very dope volleyball post or piece about like pretty much the crosstown for the volleyball for against Xavier and UC. Got some insight from both teams and coaches and players. Check that out. I think that's pretty informative and pretty solid little piece. But make sure you hit the site, man. Hit the Instagram, Front Office News. Hit the website, frontofficenews.com. Search this site. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and like our YouTube page. Our YouTube page. Now that we do this live, our pod is on there live. Our actual, our interviews, vlogs, talking with the players, coaches, it's all on there. So like we try to upload that. We got I think like 257 subscribers now, man. We want to try to get that to 1K. I know it's slow ground's better than no ground, but we want to get that up. So make sure y'all do that. And then for all the people that check the pod, like, subscribe, make a comment, give us some stars. Even if it's one, give us something. And like and subscribe on Apple, on iTunes, and Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. But I'm JT Smith, and I'm signing out, y'all.